My apologies if anyone goes back and looks at the video. I forgot to hit record at the beginning. Anybody get what x equals yet for the b?
Mm-hmm.
Good, x equals 1/2, right? So you probably had 4x minus 7 equals -5, right? And then you subtracted 7 from both sides, right? So you got 4x equals, what is it? Or, no, I'm sorry, you add 7 to both sides, my mistake. 4x equals 2, right? Then divide by 4, x equals, well, 2/4 is the same as 1/2, right? But my thing is, you see how I presented the work, right? I like to treat algebra almost like you're in English class. We have full sentences. We have a full paragraph here, don't we? Right? It's a story of X. Think of it this way. Remember in English, when you write an essay, what do you have? You have an intro and a body and conclusion, don't you? Right? Here's my intro. Right? So that's the, the intro says, well, this is a story about X or some such thing, right? Okay, and then we have the body. We go on to tell the story of X, right? So this is our body of our essay. And then we get down here to x equals, what do you think we'd call this? The conclusion, right? Does that make sense? You don't have to write all that down, but I just want you to think about how it should be thought about correctly, okay? All right, let's move on to part C. What's the first thing you're going to do to both sides here in part C?
Times it by 2.
Okay, well, is that Anthony? You've had me before. Is times a verb?
Multiply by 2.
There you go. I get picky about stuff. Times isn't a verb. And for the rest of you guys, plus isn't a verb. We don't plus two numbers together because plus is not a verb. Minus, we don't minus things. We subtract. All right, anyway. So you're going to multiply both sides by 2. Go ahead. Everyone solve C. What's the answer for C? What does X equal?
X equals -4.
-4? Sure about that? Double check it. Anybody have something different?
I got a -20.
-20. Anthony, you see what you might have done there? So if we multiply by 2, both sides, you get x plus 8 equals -12. You know what you did, Anthony? I think you added 8 to both sides. What should you have done? Subtracted it, right? So if we subtract 8 from both sides, we get x equals -20. Okay. All right, hey, Anthony, congratulations. You're the second student today to get humiliated by me. It's a high honor. I forget who the first one was, but you're also honored. That means you'll learn, right? All right, go ahead and do the next one. What are you going to do first in part D, everybody? What do we do about those things in the parentheses?
Multiply.
Yeah, we're going to multiply, but what do we call it? We're going to take this 6 and multiply it by the x and the 4. What property is that we're using? Distributive property. And then, here's the thing I see. After you guys distribute, don't just start like adding and subtracting stuff from both sides. What should you do after you distribute? Combine like terms. Yes. Right, yes, combine like terms. Okay, go ahead and do that. like that, right? If you're getting something different what I have there, ask me, we'll get you fixed. Everybody get what X is yet?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so after you get like 4 by itself, would I put divide 4 over 2x minus 6? Or do I just put it over the 2x?
So do you have this line here?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're asking about what to do here? Is that what you?
No, and then I minus the 26.
Okay, you subtracted 26 from both sides, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so you got 4x.
So now I'm left with 4x equals 2x minus 6.
All right, well, we want all the variables over on one side, so how are you going to get the 2x over?
Subtract.
Subtract it from both sides, yeah. Yep, and then they'll all be on one side. Exactly right. Yeah. Go ahead.
What's -2 times -1?
Well, what's a negative times a negative?
A positive.
And what's 2 times 1?
2.
There you go.
Don't even have +1.
I thought you said times 1.
Or I mean, don't even have to put on there -2 plus 4. It's supposed to be -2 plus 2.
It's something I wrote here?
Yeah. In the first line, -2x plus 1.
Oh, I miswrote. Sorry. Sorry. That's right. Yeah, good catch. I'm the third one to be humiliated by me today. Humiliated myself. I have also honored myself. But I think I wrote a 1, but I got the 26 is correct though. Okay. Good catch. So what we get for X? What's X equal, guys?
-3.
-3. Okay? All right. You see how my work looks here, you guys? That's exactly what your work should look like, okay? Nice and neat, vertical, intro, body, conclusion, final answer, circle. Okay? All right. Any other questions on this group here? You guys had some good questions before, so keep asking those, all right? Let's go on and try it again. I'm going to just kind of let you guys go through these. All right, let's start with exercise 2A. Here's my question in 2A. You see this with the parentheses here? What's getting distributed through that x plus 3? What are we distributing through there? What number?
-2.
-2, right? Negative. The negative goes with it. Okay. Please keep that in mind. It's a common mistake. All right, go ahead and do those. Let's do A. Oh, here's what they're at. Oh, you know what they didn't do? Okay, I'm sorry. They're asking something different. Let's back up a second. I'm sorry. I forgot about this. All right, this is a new set of curriculum for me. So they want to know, you guys learned about identity equations and inconsistent equations in algebra? Did you? Okay, so like an identity equation is where it's true for all x's and whatnot. If it's inconsistent, there's no solution, right? It can't be solved, that kind of thing. So that's what they're doing. So go through and solve these, and we're going to talk about whether they're an identity or they're inconsistent with no solution. I'll just go through this one here. So we get 8x minus 2x minus 6, right, equals 5x minus 5 plus x. All right. I don't want to start adding and subtracting to both sides before I combine like terms, okay? Make your life easier. So on the left-hand side, 8x minus 2x, right? And we get 6x minus 6 equals 5x and x is 6x minus 5, right? Okay. And then If we subtract 6x from both sides, like to get them all over here, what are we left with? If we subtract 6x from both sides, what are we left with?
-6 equals -5.
Does it equal
One
negative?
X?
Are they equal?
No.
No, so look at that, put a not equal to. Okay? So is there a solution to that original equation?
No.
No, this is what we call inconsistent, right? Or there's no solution, okay? All right. What if we had gotten what if we had gotten to this point here and got -6 equals -6? What would you say about it then? Is that
That's
true?
an identity.
Huh? Yeah, that's an identity, right? So that would mean all real x values are solutions to that equation. Like anything you plug in for x would make it true, wouldn't it? Okay. All right, go ahead and try part B. Some of you are probably wanting to multiply both sides by 2 right away. I would say not quite yet. I think you want to clean up that left side a little bit first. You know what I mean? What did I do there, guys?
Subtracted 8.
That's right. Now you can multiply both sides by 2. So did you guys all get 2 equals 2? Is that always true?
Yes.
So what do we call this original equation?
Identity.
Right, so the solution would be all real x. And by real, hopefully you know I mean in the real number system. There are different number sets out there. Okay? Later on we'll deal with the imaginary numbers, but right now we're dealing with real. All right, let's do part C. In part C, what's getting distributed through that x minus 7? What number?
-1.
Mm-hmm. If 1 isn't written, we assume it's there, so it's a -1. Okay. All right. Make sure you have a +7 there. Yep. And I know, probably at this point, you guys are all trained to, whatever you do, make sure you don't end up with a negative something x. You can't have, it's just, it doesn't make any difference, does it? I want my variable on the left. You put yours on the right because you're scared of negatives, whatever. So we get negative 3x equals negative 21. Oh, no, but it's a negative 3x. You should never have, well, okay. What are you just going to divide both sides by negative 3? Right? What do we got?
We would get, wait,
By that you mean
No, no.
7.
we got 7.
Positive 7, right? Negative divided by negative. So this one has one solution. Okay? Any questions on that one? Okay, move on to part D. Oh, I know. Actually, shouldn't we add that 1 and 2 together, guys? Yeah? No. Because what do you always do first?
You always distribute.
Yeah, or multiplication before addition, right? So yeah, distribute that thing. Go ahead and combine your like terms. All right. What do we do now to both sides, everybody?
Multiply them by 4.
Multiply both sides by 4. There you go. And you should get negative 4 equals negative 4, yeah? So this would be another what? There'll be a lag here. It's an identity, right? So what x's are solutions to that original equation? What x's are solutions? All real x's, yes. Any value for x you want to plug in, it's in a real number system will make it true. Okay? Okay. All right, so does anybody have any questions on this particular section here? Should just be basically a review. Okay. All right, so we have 2 assignments to do, okay? And I don't know, maybe half an hour, something like that. We'll come back. What time is it now? It's 9:15. Why don't we come back? You guys go work on the 2 assignments. So lesson 1 and lesson 2 in your blue book, okay? So go off on your own and work on that. And then we'll come back. I'll put the answers up and we'll ask questions and we'll get the first day in the bag. Okay?